see.
Joey's gonna get rich on.
What do they call it?
No, I'm just taking a picture to send to my wife. You guys start your interview.
All right, we are. We're slowly
Okay.
building it up.
I'm smoking
right.
and he's thinking. Remember, you gotta put an 8-minute delay.
All right, so I'm Jay Lockwood, and I'm gonna be your host for tonight.
And I'm Jay Lockwood, and I'm gonna be the host tonight.
All right, say your full name.
Jay Lockwood.
Why don't you tell them what this podcast is going to be about?
All right, so this podcast is going to be about. The name of the show is.
We just said it.
Interviews with people you may know.
No, it's going to be Interrogation by Jay Lockwood.
We're going to get. That's my spinoff. So, interviews with people you may know.
Yeah, just skip this part and go straight to the spinoff. It's better.
So, what do you like to be called, though?
What do I like to be called? Well, you could add any adjective or verbs to it. Well, I prefer sir and lord. You can throw a few of them in there.
Sir and Lord.
Sir and Lord, you know, like Lord Baldwin, Lord Lockwood. Sir Lord Lockwood, that's a good one.
Sir Lord Lockwood.
Yeah, throw in any adjectives you want to.
All right, so I'm going to get to some of these questions that people, some of these questions that people were asking. All right, and I'm just going to go off of what's on my Facebook right now.
All right, he's interrogating off
What's
Facebook.
the longest you ever peed?
Longest I ever peed. Here lately, it takes me more time to get the ball rolling. Because it's like a maze. You got to start up here and then start thinking about it. And it goes down through here. And then it takes another crazy route. And then by the time it gets there, it'll let you know. And you pee. So I usually pee like a second, but it takes me probably like 2-3 minutes to get there.
What do you do? And if you're retired, what did you do?
I'm still trying to figure that one out. Wait down my family comes see me.
Huh?
Wait down my family comes see me. I'm going to give it a dog.
What do you do, or what did you do if you're retired? What was your occupation?
Oh, I did do. Entrepreneur. I did whatever got me some money so I could pay something.
True.
That's pretty much what I did. That's from building something.
What's the most money you ever had at one time?
Me and Joey went to the bank that one time. Or was it me and you? You mean cash money? Or money in the bank or whatever?
Just money in the bank, cash money?
Or pretend money.
No, it's got to be actual money.
That's probably about 40 grand.
40 grand. What's the dumbest thing you ever bought?
Everything. The trick is to buy high and sell low.
Buy high and sell low.
That's what my wife turned everything into. And my son, Jay. I buy it for $200 and I end up selling it for, just give me $3. Buy high and sell low.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? Orgasmic sperm in the universe.
Alright, why?
Because there's got to be a male and a female to reproduce. I'm here reproductively. I'm not going to do nothing. I can't think of nothing no more. I'm just all my kids carry through and become something, invent something, or just have fucking fun.
What's your favorite Spice Girl, and why is she your favorite?
Well, the blonde sticks out because she's blonde. I like them all. I like girls. I like all girls.
Weirdest thing you ever masturbated to?
Let me see that. Well, the way masturbation works, every time you masturbate, it's got to be a little slutty or a little more rougher than the one before that. Because you can't get that train to run off the track if you don't think just a little bit dirtier or something each time you masturbate. Is that how it works for y'all?
Alright.
I'm just asking.
If you could fight anyone from history, who would it be? And do you honestly think you would win?
Fight anybody from history. Shit. I guess I'd fight an amoeba. And yeah, I'd win.
An amoeba?
Mm-hmm.
A person?
Oh, a person. Let me see.
Well, somebody in history that you think.
I got tired of fighting.
Yeah.
When I went to the penitentiary, I did enough fighting to last me forever. So when I got out, I invented a story to keep it so I don't have to fight anymore. And I'll tell you, because you're running somebody that you're going to have to fight no matter what. Whether you kiss their ass, or whether you pay them money, or whatever it is, there's people you're going to have to fight. And so I came up with a story so I wouldn't have to fight no more. It goes like this. Say it was me and you, we just got to fight. I would tell you, look, man, if we fight, this is what's going to happen. First off, I'm going to start crying because I want everybody to like me. It hurts my feelings when somebody don't like me. So I'm going to be crying, bawling or whatever. I'll be whooping your ass, but I will be crying. And if you win, so be it. But if I win, I can promise you, when we get finished, I'm going to roll you over and take a stick and shove it up your ass. Because you can come back.
Penitentiary rule.
You can come back and key my car or rape my daughter or kidnap me or whatever. But you'll always be fucked. And they look at me like, damn, he's a little bit crazy. But the moral of the story is, I haven't had to stick a stick up somebody's ass yet. So I don't fight no more.
All right, let's get on to another question. Wait, who was the person you were going to fight in history if you had to?
I told you, amoeba.
No,
They're the
it's got to
first-
be
oh,
a person.
Okay, people,
Answer the question.
people will say Jesus and all that.
Who would say that? Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to pick somebody
Your
up.
ass is going to lose.
I guess I want to make a little money at it.
Plus,
So
he ain't going to want to fight you either.
So, I guess it'd be The Rock.
The
Because
Rock.
that way we can get on wrestling one of them fake shows and make some money at it.
All right, let me look.
And plus you got ring ropes to
Let me
jump
look
off
at these
of.
questions.
Not that I'm jumping anymore these days.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
Got married.
Got married.
That's simple.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No, I've been here 58 years. I see things sometimes. I ain't never seen a ghost. But I talk to everybody that I've lost once a day. Like Philip Lawson and David Dixon. Anybody lost like TJ, you know, I always, as long as you say their name, they're not dead. It's like, they say, didn't you say he died twice? Once when your body died, and once when everybody quit saying your name out loud.
When they say your name for the last time, you always said that on the way down here.
That's
you died
true.
twice.
Yeah.
When you die, and then when your name said for the last time.
Yeah. So I want everybody to talk about me.
What's your
Whether it's
favorite?
good or bad.
What's your favorite? No matter what.
No matter
keep
what.
talking shit about
yeah,
Stuart
keep-
Lockwood.
there you
Stuart
go.
Lockwood.
Yeah,
Don't let him die
TJ.
twice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let
he
him
done
die.
died like
No.
50 fucking times, bro.
Yeah.
you got
They keep sending me back.
you got a lot more deaths than the average person, I'll tell you that. All right. What's your favorite show?
It changes all the time. Was House. Now it's I like Tasha. I watch Ridiculousness to relax. You know, people falling down and shit, it kind of helps you relax. Here, let me get that first tub of medicine over there. I need to take
What's your favorite episode?
First from the top or first from the bottom? Oh, they're both the same, aren't they? No, they're not.
No, one of them's got Percocet in it and one don't. One's got Xanax in it.
I don't know how to tell.
They
which
both
one's-
got morphine in it.
Okay.
We'll bring them over here now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're both the same.
They're not the same.
They're both the same. I'm looking at them.
It's a night and a day.
Oh, okay. One's got a circle pill, one's got a square pill.
Yeah, I like the fat circle pill.
Oh.
Because that's for breakthrough pain. So you take the morphine, wait a few minutes, and then take the Percocet, and it kicks it right off.
If you had to be gay for any celebrity, who would it be?
God, bunch of celebrities. How you think you get to be a celebrity?
You'd be gay for all of them.
Yeah. I thought it was gay for them. Who's the guy that bit the bat? They had Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, we were front row. His bass drummer and his bass player and the guitar player. Me and Gina was up on. We had front row, and they kept spitting on us.
Well, this next question might have just answered that one. What's the most awkward situation you've ever been in?
The awkward situation?
Yeah, what's the most awkward situation you ever been in?
Well, have you ever been smited by God?
Have I ever smited by God?
Yeah. You know, he reached down and spite somebody. That one guy that killed the old lady stole her car. They had it on the show. He's riding down the road doing about 80 trying to get away. And they got him on a dash cam, the police car was following him. And all of a sudden, it's not raining or nothing, but lightning strike. And this blew that car down and tires go every which way.
So what's the
So I got smited before by the Lord. I can tell you that real quick.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So, I was dating this girl for a long time. I really liked her. And she was working at the place I was working at, so was her mom. It was a plant that made windows. But long story short, you know, I finally got something from her. I liked her and everything. She was a real nice girl. Never did nothing wrong with her. But I was going down 54 in my Uncle Jesse's Maverick car. And he collected sockets and wrenches, and he filled up the trunk about that deep full of sockets and wrenches and that. So the car rode like this. So I'm hauling ass down 54. And you know, back then you had the white lines in the road. If you could see the next hill, you get them white dashed lines and you could pass somebody. So in between me and Phil, we'd always see how many cars we could pass before we got to the store or got to Fayetteville or whatever. That was just, it wasn't driving it, you were just following somebody. Like today, you had to pass. So I'm passing everything going down 54.
Joey did not get that that trait from you, man. He did not get it.
I know, he's following. So anyway, I'm going down the road and I'm passing everything I could pass. So on the straightaway, you know, on this side's that ball field. As you see, it's always lit up on the left. And there's a big curve down there. But on this side, there's an embankment that goes down like that. So anyway, I'm hauling ass. And I got my foot and I got the gas pedal mashed to the floor. And I'm tapping on it, trying to get everything I can get out of it. Because I'm trying to pass this car. Before this other car that's way down there catches up. But then another car pulls out from somewhere. And it's closer. So I keep trying to pass this car. And this sucker keeps speeding up. So I can't pass it. So I'm trying like hell. I got to the floor and I'm patting it. Finally, you know, I was getting too close. So I went to put on the brake. And this is the only time I ever wrecked a vehicle up. It's my fault. So finally I put on the brake and the car was a Maverick. And it jumped like in the air and then went sideways and went jumped in the air again. Went and my Uncle Jesse, he's a redneck truck driver. And he put a nice ass radio in there. But them 1976 Mavericks, they got a shelf down there. They don't got a glove box, they got the shelf. And he had the radio sitting on the shelf, and there's wires everywhere like that. So I start going down the embankment, because the car was getting too close, so I had to pull over. So as I'm going down the embankment, it starts to roll over, and that radio goes, like it's floating, wham, smacked me in the head. Car flips over, and the only thing that's hurt is this arm here is scratched up, where when it was rolling, the window broke out from under my arm. So by the time I ran up the embankment, they already had Fayette County Police and the ambulance up there at the top of the hill, so I'm running up there. But yeah, God reached down and smiled at me because I was going to pork my girlfriend's sister. He did that shit on purpose.
Every time. Same shit will happen.
I couldn't get there fast enough, you know what I'm saying?
All right, let me get to these questions.
Sorry, that was a story. You need to give me A, B, or D questions. who want me to short them.
Why did you vote for Joe?
Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Man, I ain't voted for nobody my whole life.
All right.
Man, I got 13 felonies when I was 13. And I couldn't be president, so there's no sense worrying about something you can't do.
Where's my money?
Where's your money?
I don't know. Adrian coming to that. Where's my money? It ain't here.
She's talking about you.
Oh, no.
You're the one that got the haircut lately.
Actually talking about the stimulus or something.
Tomorrow's Sunday, Monday. That's when Adrian comes over.
How do you feel about the way you've been raised?
Well, I had a lot of trauma there right before I was 13 and shit, but before then it was cool. After then, I was pretty much in penitentiary in trouble. So, felt like I raised myself going through the penitentiary. And before then, me mom, she wouldn't let me come inside. I'd be on the back of that porch, just leaning against that slide guy's door, crying, wanting to come in and eat lunch. She'd send me out there until we'd be back at dark. So I never really seen Adrian or Sandy growing up as a baby. Because as soon as she got up, it was daylight, she pushed me outside, said I'd go anywhere I want to go. I just wanted to go back in the house and watch damn TV.
What's the craziest experience you've had on psychedelics?
Oh man, I had a couple cool ones. I was doing something that was real good one time. And it was coming out of Mississippi. And I had them plants that's like blue and red and they're fuzzy. You know, they're dry. They're dry plants and sit in a flower box or whatever. And they were just sitting there. And after we took it, we're sitting there, it was really good. He said, "What's this?" And he thumped it. When he thumped it, that bitch started dancing like. But I guess the best one is me, Jeff, and your mama were going to the farmer's there at Moore Industrial. And it was an overcast day or whatever. And you could see the moon is getting dusk. You could see the moon through the clouds. But all of a sudden it's like burning a hole, a perfect round hole started to form around the moon. And it spread open the clouds and shined right down on the three of us. We're like, damn, are we really seeing this? All three of us seen it at the same time. I've had a bunch of fun ones then. I do recommend once or twice stepping outside the box, and that's about the best way to do it.
What's the weirdest place you've taken a shit?
I guess penitentiary or the nursing home.
Fucking.
I know the penitentiary.
Fucking every other word. The penitentiary.
Well, yeah, sounds like. But the penitentiary, because you got a row about from this door to that door, and you got about a half wall, and they're lined with like 50 toilets. You gotta pick one, and eventually, you know, at first, like, damn, I ain't never gonna go. But you'll end up going. In the nursing home, they fed me through my stomach, didn't let me eat for 30 days. So I didn't go to the bathroom, so I got constipated. And that was hell. That's the first time I ever took a damn enema or whatever. It was more like kabam. But for 30 days, it backed up. It was like delivering a baby.
In the penitentiary or in the nursing home?
That's the nursing home.
Yeah.
And they're in there like, breathe, breathe. Cough if you can. Cough will loosen it up. Yeah.
Are you single?
She still got me as married because she won't.
And then what's the longest relationship?
Yeah, but I am single.
What's the longest relationship you ever been in?
I guess with your mama, it's still going on. 'Cause I'm still married. How old are you, Joey?
34.
You've been
Patrick submitted a question, Jay.
It's been 34 years now.
Whenever you're finished.
All right, I'm getting close. Where'd you meet her at?
I met her off Flint River Road in them apartments right past the Flint River.
Williamsburg South?
Yeah, that's it. Her and her mom lived there. And I'd go to work at News Daily. And when I come home every day, they'd be maybe about 8, 9 women out the front door wanting to come in because they know I was going to partake.
Partake?
See? Yeah. So when I partake, kind of like, what do you call it when you jump over stuff, parquet or whatever?
Parkour?
Yeah, it's kind of like parkour, but it's not. So I partake at that time every day, so that always come on.
Parlayed. Partake.
Yes, I partake. And when I partake, I had my pick, and somehow I end up picking the mom. Because she done lied to me about a few things. But I never regret it, because, you know, I'm a religious man. I asked the Lord to show me a sign. And he's been showing me a sign for 34 years. And that's Joey. He's always been a sign. Because I prayed to him, you know, was I doing the right thing? Is this right? Because I was probably not even 7 years old in mine back then.
It's almost too late to ask this question at this point because you done gave the answer away several times. Have you ever served time?
No. And I'm sticking to it.
If so, how long and what did you do?
I don't know about what I did. They say I did all kinds of shit. But the first time I partake in the penitentiary, they gave me a 6-year sentence. And I did like 16 to 18 months on it. And I ended up the last 3 months being in the hospital because I was sick, so that was really cool. I came to Atlanta.
You got really sick and went to the hospital while you were in jail, and that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, because I did my last 3 months. That's where Meemaw picked me up from.
My last 3 months in the fucking hospital. It was great.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot better. I went through 2 racial riots when I went down that time. One in Jackson and one in Hardwick in the Kemper building. And, you know, white guys, they don't team together. But black guys, they don't even have to know each other. And they see you down, they're going to come over and kick you. So, and I was tall and I was skinny, so it was pretty much a few of me behind me. He said, went down. And I didn't want to partake in none of that.
Was it worth it?
Was it worth it? No. It was penitentiary.
It was not worth it.
Not worth it.
All right, we got questions coming in. Yeah, I thought you sent that question, dog.
I sent you a bunch, but Patrick wanted to know if you ever collected anything.
Have you ever collected anything?
Man,
Have you ever not collected anything, honestly?
Yeah.
I collect everything. I'll collect everything from pans to bullets to paper to junk. And the more I collected stuff, the more people gave me stuff to keep in my collection.
Have you ever had to save anybody's life?
Oh, I got lucky.
And if
I did
so,
that
were
a
you
couple
successful?
times. Yes, a couple of times.
All right, name the sketchiest one.
The sketchiest one is, that's when the Lord talked to me or whatever. Pretty much, it had to be Lord. Because we're coming down to Chattahoochee, and we all went. Your mama and Adrian, and Sandy, all of us. There's probably about 10 of us going down. And me and, who's Sandy's first husband?
Mike Manning.
Mike Manning. Okay. He was going down too. But this guy came down from Chicago to look at the plant that I had built up or whatever, where I was building light louvers at ALP. So I invited him because he had nowhere to go. He wanted to go down to Chattahoochee with us. And he said, yeah. So I had a canoe that me and Mike Manning went down a few times down the Hoots, but I had a canoe, so we got there early. So I was way out there in front of everybody that was going down the Hoots. And when I was going down there, I was like from here, probably to the store that's down the hill on the Chattahoochee Way, and there's big old cliffs down there you dive off of. And all of a sudden, I heard ka-thunk. And when I heard the ka-thunk, there's no other sound like it. He was in the back of the boat, and something told me they needed help right there. So I got the guy in back, and we paddled all that way over there because it just sounded funny. I got out the boat. I climbed up the cliff. It was hard as hell. And sure enough, I got him, fell off the top of the cliff, came down, and landed in between two trees that were like this at an angle. So when he went in there, it stuck him in there. So I tell the guy to come up to help me. That's with me. And that's when he says, I can't swim. I'm like, mother. You know, I'm thinking, damn.
Motherfucker, you can't swim.
Yeah, you're in my canoe. We're going down inside the ocean. And this is the first I hear you can't swim. Okay. But anyway, the guy, he was a big old guy. He was like TJ size. But man, he was wedged in there. So I said, well, damn, you need to start hollering for help. So he started hollering for help. And they got lucky. The next boat that was coming down was a nurse and a doctor. Now, I swear to God. And the doctor got out. He was an old man. He climbed up. And we tried to pick him up. And we couldn't pick him up. So I told him, man, I can't pick him up. He's in there. He says, all I know is he's turning blue. If you can't get him out of there, he ain't going to make it. So I reached down and grabbed these two big old log legs we had. And we both snatched up, and I heard a crack. I think I broke his leg. Carried him down the cliff. By the time I carried him down the cliff, there was a big old crowd there, and all of them were caught up in their canoes and stuff. And they swam across the road. We swam across Chattanooga, and on the other side there was an apartment complex. They already had an ambulance back there and everything. So as soon as I got down from that, I said, okay, Jesse, let's go. And we finished going down there. And your mom says, oh, I'm so proud of you. You're the first person I ever seen that rescued somebody like that. And didn't stay to take recognition or anything else. I didn't care, it was God. I don't know how I heard a person that far, just by hearing that thump, but it didn't sound right. So that guy got lucky. And I got lucky. But that's one time. But yeah, there's been a few times.
What's your biggest fear?
Loneliness.
Loneliness?
Yeah. But, you know, they say, no matter who you with, you always end up dying alone. So no matter how many people around you.
Fucking do it in a car.
Yeah.
Or plane.
Everybody dies alone.
Who's your hero?
I guess that'd be you and Joey and Justine, Julia, Cosmo. Shoot, I like everybody. Peter, Charlie.
What's your
Justin.
proudest accomplishment?
Y'all two. Joey's my son. You, I want you to be a righteous dude. That's why I call you Paris. That's the Paris Bureau. You turn out family. That's the best thing. I'm trying to be. I've failed at a lot of things and screwed up a lot of things and put my mind over in a bunch of things, but I love being the dad. And I want to be the best dad. If I had a choice, you know, because they tell you the difference between a career and a job is find something that you like to do, figure out how to make money from it. That's a career. Everything else is a job. Now, the only things I like to do is I like to fish, I like to build things, and secret, if I could have my best job, it'd be running a kindergarten, because, man, I could play all day long, block, whatever. But it don't pay nothing, so I ended up building stuff, because you can make some good money fixing and building stuff.
Would you rather do dishes or mow the lawn?
Oh, mow the lawn. Just lawn. I'm not a dishwasher. I've washed a lot of dishes though.
How would your friends describe you?
Nuts.
Nuts.
I have one of my girlfriends, actually it's one I got now. She told me I remind her of the professor on Gilligan Valley. I didn't know if that was an insult or what's the opposite of insult?
Number 41.
What's the opposite of insult?
Huh?
before I get started. What's the opposite?
Accomplish,
of-
or
Yeah,
compliment.
Yeah, well, that was a complimentary insult. Well,
All right. Now I've just been informed that we are 30 minutes into this thing. All right, so we're gonna keep going. All right, number 40, number 41 on this list is gonna hit you kind of hard. How many pairs of shoes do you own?
actually, I own a pair somewhere, but I don't know where they're at. I get up and look for them every day and can't find a bitch.
My
It's a
phone
purple one you gave me.
is on it.
They're in there somewhere. But I'm looking for an endorsement because I ended up with an irregular foot that I need fit, and I'd like for Nike or somebody to claim the advertisement space because everywhere I go, people look at it. So if you make me a little Nike or a little Puma or whatever they are, or a little Air Jordan, I had the perfect advertisement space. Or any place out there that's just got, you end up with one shoe left over and there happens to be a right one. I'll take contribution.
What's your favorite holiday?
Oh, that one's easy.
Thanksgiving.
No. Thanksgiving's the most loving one, but the best one has always been for me the 4th of July, because it's always been the day after I got paid.
The day after.
Because I always got, it's the only one that works out like that. Because Christmas, Thanksgiving, shoot, by that time in the month, I'm already broke. But I can always do 4th of July good because it's the day after I got paid.
What's your favorite family tradition?
Well, we all three got the sword. Right. I don't know what that's called. That was pretty cool, y'all. But the famous family tradition.
Show them the sword.
The sword?
Yeah, because if not, they're going to want to see it anyway.
It's on the right. I'll show you this. When I went to the nursing home, they turned me into an alien. They gave me 2 belly buttons. I'm just going to turn it into a 6-pack, do a couple more. I'm going to have to show you my belly. There's the sword.
You see the sword?
But yeah, I got 2 belly buttons. And there's Jay's sword. Well,
Joey, knock him on over here. Put that titty in that camera.
Yeah, give me a tit flick. Well,
He did our swords, and his was done in prison, believe it or not.
yeah. In the
Ours just
penitentiary.
looked like they were.
Penitentiary.
Keep
I mean-
going back to the penitentiary.
Ours looks more jailhouse than his.
Yeah, ours looks more jailhouse than his.
Yeah, I got pretty good at that because they kept me when they took me there.
Alright, let me
I think that was part of it.
3 items would you take with you to a desert island?
3 islands
No.
to a desert
What
island.
3 items would you take to a desert island?
Well, I could walk across the desert or go to a desert island. If I had a water hose that was running, I could walk back and get all the way across the desert.
You had a water hose that was running.
Running.
But he wants a water hose that works.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. That's a
But it
desert.
gets heavy. By the time you done stretch a mile of water hose out of water with it, I don't think you can pull it anymore.
What's the most unusual thing you've ever eaten? Booty?
No, that's pretty usual. I think a lot of people-
Usual.
I don't go towards the bunghole on that.
The bunghole.
Yeah. I saved myself all through growing up, all through the penitentiary, all the way through life, until Kaiser Permanente raped me. And I'm still out to get them one day.
Does your family have a motto, spoken or unspoken?
I guess it's unspoken.
Unspoken, what is it then?
You have to give me that 8-minute delay.
Yeah, he does.
You know what an 8-minute
He's
delay
gonna
is?
yell it out at the end of the interview.
Yeah,
We're
when
not gonna know what the
when it
fuck
comes
he's
to my
talking
mind,
about.
I think of it'd be like orange or something.
Who was your first crush?
Angela Walker.
Angela Walker.
Yeah.
We coming for you. All right.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, living on Bimini Drive, I used to go up there to that big hill by skateboard, rode their go-karts that they made, down or whatever. She lived in the corner house. She was in my first grade class. She was a little girl. We were both in that class. She had curly blonde hair. I'd go down to her house, and she liked me. She'd feed me, we always made toast by putting it in the oven. Well, she had a toaster. So she put it in the toaster. And I was like, oh, I don't like it like that. But I did hers because she took about butter all over and sprinkled sugar on it. I was going, eat that. What is it?
Put your cigarette away. I don't know if these are.
Snitch on.
I don't know, but.
Keep going.
Slam the fucking door on. Yeah, they're coming out.
I don't know, but there's other people here. Yeah,
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm doing all
Hi,
right.
how you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the guy's name next to forget to leave.
I didn't know you had a screen door.
Yeah, it goes that way and
I
this
didn't even know
way.
there was a
It's
fucking
already good.
thing right there.
Yeah, there's one here, there's two over there.
Alright,
Four
let's see
across.
what else we got.
Ask me some, you may ask you some
Another one. Have you ever had a nickname?
Have you ever had a nickname?
Yeah, me my game one is Stu Baby 2.
Stu Baby 2?
Yeah,
Was this Stu Baby 1?
I don't know. She
We'll
don't
have
tell
to-
me about
She
it.
probably won't remember.
Maybe because it's just rhymed, I don't know.
Stu Baby 2.
But she always comes.
Okay, Stu Baby 2.
I think Grandma and Granddad did too.
Right.
Matter of fact.
You love or hate roller coasters?
I love roller coasters. I love anything that give me an adrenaline rush. Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, that's hard. There's a bunch of them. 'Cause I do like TV and I love movies. Let's just put a couple of them out there and I can answer back. It's a good one. I like the one.
I know
Dumb
what your
Guide
favorite
to the
movie is.
Galaxy.
Drugstore Cowboy.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's it. That's the answer I'm
Drugstore
looking
Cowboy.
for.
Man, Dylan, I wanted to dye my hair blonde one time, like him and all the other stars did before. Just all of a sudden, that blonde hair for like a couple months. Agent's supposed to bleach.
What's the last book you read?
Yeah, I read so many books in the penitentiary. I always come back there. I say when I get out, I ain't never reading another book. I haven't. Maybe a children's book.
What's your favorite place that starts with a P? Just
I guess the
fucking with
pool hall.
you. I thought you was going to say penitentiary again. I was setting him up for that one.
Yeah, I done told you. Penitentiary's not fun.
Oh, man.
Penitentiary, you go in there, you end up with a failure to communicate. And that's what the judge told me. Sorry, Stuart, we got a failure to communicate.
What's the longest you've gone without sleeping? Why?
It's probably been about 2, maybe 3 days. Because I got insomnia. I mean, drugs will do that to you, but you gotta do drugs right if you do drugs. When you get up in the morning, you get the drug that's gonna keep you up and make you go. At nighttime, you take the drug that's gonna put you down, let you sleep and relax. But if you're doing drugs that speed you up after 10, 11, 12 at night, you're just stupid because you're gonna end up losing your job, losing your sleep, losing everything else. So if you're cutting your lawn at 3:30 in the morning, something's wrong.
Something's wrong. But if you're washing dishes at 3:30 in the morning,
That means you're late. And they just cleared off the last. I worked at one place in 1941. I was a busboy in that and washed dishes. And man, it was a bunch of dishes.
what's the best gift you've ever been given? Materialistic. Don't say no shit like you and your boys.
Well, I did, but I had to go. I like this little drum
It's
set.
got to be like,
I like this little drum set that Julie gave me.
you like that drum
Oh,
set?
I like the photograph.
Oh, I like
You
that,
know,
that cover
Beverly-
right there.
Beverly
Fishing
did
one.
that for me. That's the first time we went fishing when you come down and see me.
How the hell did they even get this?
She had to use two of them. It's two blankets sewed together. And the picture was so big she had to match them up. You can't tell where.
I'm sure Justine was part of it.
No, it was just Beverly.
Look at the fucking, I can tell from up there at the tree. Maybe.
Luckily, you looked the coolest. But just Julia's close behind you. Justine looks a little worried. Your mom looks out of it. Joey looks like, when we're going to eat. And Peter looks like, make sure I'm in it.
Make sure I'm in it.
Look
What do you look like?
Look at, I look like Dad. I was in nursing home. See, there's my cigarette. That's the only thing is that's what I picked for Dad, and it takes forever.
Julia probably looks the best out of the whole picture.
Yeah, but you look cool. Julie looks the best. But I'd tell Justine she's my favorite.
Yeah. Well, she's doing
But
that.
I'd tell Julie she's my favorite. But you really know Cosmo's my favorite. So that was a weird thing to happen one day. Damn, I guess the moment in time I liked the best. And I know, Lord, that's something to do
What
with
was
this.
the best gift you ever been given?
I guess from Cosmo, I remember now, I had the amen delay. Me and Cosmo were out on the porch at your mom's house, where she's staying at now. And your mama and Julia was going to go to the store, Family Dollar, whatever. So me and Cosmo were sitting there. And Cosmo, he just kept looking, he just wanted him to be back. When's Julie coming back? When's Mom coming back? Me and him's hanging out, we're having a little bit of fun. And I said to Cosmo, I said, I know what we can do. We can find a 4-leaf clover. And he said, what? I said, we can find a 4-leaf clover. Cosmo kind of like, man, you can't find a 4-leaf clover. I said, yeah, I can. So I stood up, we're right there by the porch there at your mom's house. It was a big porch. And we're sitting there, we're looking down, because there were clovers all over the yard. It was messed up. And I sat there, and I looked, and it probably took maybe a minute or 2 minutes. It was a big old 4-leaf clover. I picked it, and I put it behind my back. And I said, Cosmo, you trust me? He goes, yeah, I trust you. I said, boom. And he counted them off, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was cool if that happened. And they did. But then I said, okay, Cosmo, it's your turn. Okay.
And for the people at home who don't know, who is Cosmo?
Cosmo's my grandson. So all of a sudden Cosmo backs up. He starts looking at the clover pack. And it's not even been a minute. All of a sudden he reaches down, picks one, sticks it behind my back. And he's jumping, got this big smile on his face. And you know, and he was probably 4 or whatever. It just amazed me. But he goes, do you trust me, Pops? Do you trust me? Do you trust me, Pops? And I'm thinking in my head, man, what do I say? Because I was sure he picked a 3-leaf clover because he did it so fast. You know what I'm saying? Or even knew what we were doing. He was so young. But he kept behind my back and kept jumping. You trust me, Pops?
You were like, nah, I don't trust you at all,
No,
kid.
I couldn't say that because I couldn't bring him down. So I'm trying to think what to say. So finally, like, of course I trust you, Cosmo. And he pulls it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. He found his first 4-leaf clover. So that was probably the best gift that he gave it to me.
Cosmo's the man. He pulls off stuff that you just don't expect to be so
I was
young.
tripping out.
All right.
Julie did the same thing with things too.
Let's see.
Give me a question about.
Tell me 2 pet peeves.
All right, 2 things I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like getting a divorce or breaking up. Because that's any relationship. So a pet peeve of mine is people breaking up with people or somebody breaking up with me or me breaking up with somebody. So that's one. Second pet peeve would be, damn man, I got so many, but they're all what I call them pet peeves. They all don't mean shit in the long. You know, that's in the penitentiary. There it is. That's the second. That's the second one. Not going to the penitentiary is my second pet. Because I've been to the jail. I threatened to go to the penitentiary.
The way you worded that, it kind of sounds like you like going to the penitentiary. You said your pet peeve is not going to the penitentiary.
The way the penitentiary works, you don't have to be scared to go in the penitentiary. Because it ain't all about your butthole and your bunghole or nothing like that. Because you can get through it. This little guy, he got through it. He never got touched. But you don't talk about anything like that. Don't go going through there. Can't nobody, pork my bunghole or whatever. Because few of them guys in there been working out all different ways. They'll take a broomstick and shove it up your ass because they're pretty bored. So you don't brag about it, you just don't do it. So I got a lot of people in there that were young, and they were like, yeah, I'm going to penitentiary, I'm going down there and getting this much time, and so forth. And like it's a badge, like a Boy Scout badge or something, to their gang or to who they are in their life. And I tell them, man, this rough, I said, I got two stories for you. First story is, the only way you're going to get through there is when you get through there, it comes time for yard. You go out there on the yard, you find the biggest, the baddest, dirtiest motherfucker there is. Go ahead and drop on your knees and give him a blowjob. And don't be good. Be a little toothy, stop and start. You know what I'm saying? Look at him a lot. So everybody knows. You get the worst blowjob in the world. And you'll probably make it through, that's what I tell them.